The animal asleep on your floor right now is a predator. It can read your face better than your own family can. And somewhere in the last 40,000 years, it grew a brand new muscle in its face for one reason: to make you love it. We gave this predator a softer name. We call it a dog. This is the story of how a wolf walked out of the dark and hijacked the human heart, and why we have never once wanted it back. Because here is the strange part. Of every animal on earth, the very first one we ever took in was not a gentle sheep or a calm cow. It was a wolf, the one thing our ancestors feared in the night. This happened before farms, before cities, before writing. Back when we were still hungry hunters ourselves. So how did the thing in the shadows end up asleep at our feet? For almost all of our shared history, wolves and humans were rivals. We hunted the same animals, crossed the same valleys, and kept our distance. But humans had something out in the cold that wolves did not. Fire. And around that fire was scraps. Bone, fat, the parts we threw away. Most wolves stayed back, exactly as their instincts told them to. But a few were born a little bolder, a little less afraid. And on a freezing night, that small difference meant a free meal. Now here is the part almost everyone gets wrong. We did not march into the wild and tame the wolf. The wolf tamed itself. The boldest, calmest ones ate better, survived better, and had more pups. And those pups were born calmer still. Generation after generation, the fear was quietly being bred away. Not by us, but by the simple reward of creeping closer to the warmth. The wild was choosing, all on its own, to become gentle. And as their minds softened, their bodies began to follow. Ears that once stood sharp went soft and floppy. Gray coats broke into patches of black and white and brown. Faces stayed round and young almost forever. A grown dog is, in a way, a wolf that never finished growing up. But none of that is the part that should unsettle you. The unsettling part is what they did to our minds. Watch your dog closely the next time it wants something from you. See the inner edges of its eyebrows lift. That tiny movement makes its eyes look bigger, sadder, almost like a human baby's. And it is not an accident. Deep around their eyes, dogs grew a small muscle that wolves simply do not have. Its only job is to make that one face. They did not learn the trick. They evolved it because the humans who could not resist that look fed them, kept them, and let them breed. We did this to them. One heartbroken glance at a time, we bred the puppy eyes into the species. And it goes deeper than a face. When your dog holds your gaze, your brain releases oxytocin, the chemical of love and trust. And so does theirs. It is the exact same loop that bonds a mother to her newborn child. A different species reached across the gap between animals and switched on the circuit meant for your babies. That is why it feels like family. Because chemically, to your brain, it nearly is. They even learned to read us. Point at something, and a dog will look where you point. That sounds simple, until you learn that chimpanzees, our closest cousins, mostly cannot. The animal on your floor reads your hands, your eyes, and your mood better than the apes we descend from. So was it really a trick? Look at what each side walked away with. They got our fire, our food, and a safe place to sleep. We got an ally that could smell danger in the dark and wake us before we knew. A hunter faster than any human. A guard that never fully closed its eyes. And something our species had never had before. A creature from outside our own kind that chose us every single day. We did not conquer the wild and drag it home. We sat by a fire, and a piece of the wild crept closer, looked us in the eye, and decided we were worth keeping. And we decided exactly the same thing. So yes, the predator asleep on your floor hijacked the human heart. But we are the ones who held the door open. The wolf is still in there. In the teeth, in the nose, in the dreams that twitch its legs while it sleeps. It simply decided, a very long time ago, that it would rather be beside you than out in the dark. And that is why, in all our long and lonely story as a species, you have never truly been alone. Which leaves one last question about every other wild thing we have ever reshaped to love us.